Sorry. I was being cranky. Welcome back to my channel again. Version 2. I feel like we were just here a minute ago. Saying the same thing and doing the same thing. If you like what you see, leave a comment. If you don't like what you see, leave a comment. Upper Yoder, Township, Supervisors. Thursday, February 19th, 2026. Doors open at 6:50 p.m. You heading in? What's up, BJ?
How you doing, John?
Oh, I'm here. Me too. Okay. Yeah, this is important. People need to look at this. I'm gonna try and get the information for that and link it on my channel.
Rain tonight and tomorrow, possibly snow Sunday. That's what it's supposed to be. Maybe. It's supposed to be more northeast, we'll see.
Well, I wasn't driving on 22 there, according to the radar. It looked like it was the whole corridor around it.
You see their conference there tonight?
No. It's supposed
No,
to
okay.
maybe be Sunday by the morning, but
Chance Sunday. Chance Sunday.
It's way too warm to snow.
yeah.
It's just way too warm.
Rain. Half inch of rain.
Yeah, they're saying we're supposed to watch for 20.
Okay, cool. That's always fun too. Glad I didn't buy that house down in Hyman.
I don't want to have to deal with ice damming. I didn't see any, but. Good, how are you?
Lots of cold.
It always is, good, especially with rainy days till June, when you fall it out. Like I can't cut grass. I just get my tractor to work. It's even worse than my back.
Because he said the greening,
You get into the woods and stuff, right?
the one picture was greening in the back.
Second time in like 3 years, and it would just pull there like a pond. Well, I sprung a leak after the middle of my yard about 3 years ago, and they came and put a sleeve on it. Well, back last April, it sprung a leak just the other side of my foundation in the basement. So obviously the whole thing needs to go. Second time in 3 years. But when they were steam through it, it's like an arrowhead. Yeah, they run through it, it hit that sleeve, and they fixed that one, and wouldn't go through. So they had to dig down, cut that sleeve off, and the rest of the way. But they had two holes, one in the middle of the yard, and one outside the street, right where the valve is. I just got it, level off the board, and the first back on the truck. Dig again. This is the pond.
appreciate that.
Okay. You bet.
Clean up your right out there.
They'll pick it up tomorrow.
Seventy
Because
I mean, so came in, took care of the water. Now they sent out the ceiling in the ladies' room way up. Has a
Last time they picked it up,
wire
I don't know
mesh
what,
with a
frankly, I really don't care, it's not my
plaster.
job.
I don't have a choice. I just sent it away for hazardous material testing before they
I
sent it
paid
out.
somebody to pick up my
So, he said about 2 days. So hopefully it's back tomorrow, I know that.
You're going to explain that, doing this. I mean, they send the papers under the we call it from here, getting back in. That's all they're gonna do. We're not doing the wall. Pretty saturated.
I watched it, they're only days for how long, like, they last year,
They can do it right away. We'll do it that way.
Yeah, that's it.
last year, they bid for
Yeah. That's what I said. Yeah.
for hand pickup, and it was reasonable, they gave us, you know,
All right.
I'll just sign it. I'll pick them up and you can.
thanks.
I'd like to call the meeting to order, pledge the flag. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. After the January 15th and January 30th meeting, both regular and special meeting, we adjourned after both of those into executive session for legal and personnel discussions. There were no decisions made. I'd like to have approval of the agenda.
Motion approved. I'll second it.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Public comment. Oh, sorry, approval of minutes, regular meeting, January 15th, 2026.
Make the motion, accept, second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Special meeting, January 30th, 2026.
I'll make the motion. Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public comment period on the agenda items only. Please review the agenda. You have a right to comment on any agenda item. Time limit 3 minutes per person per resolution 963. Is there anybody?
Yeah, me. Public comment period on agenda items only. Public has the right and the opportunity to comment on any agenda item only at this time. Time limit 3 minutes per person per resolution 963, dated January 18th, 2024. What I would like to speak about during my 3 allotted minutes for the public comment period on agenda items only is resolution number 963 and the public comment period on agenda items only. It's my understanding, and I am pretty darn sure because I speak with him pretty often, your attorney James Halligan's understanding that you are to go over and revise resolution number 963. And that was to be done as soon as possible. So I'm curious to some clarity or some transparency as to when we are going to see a new constitutionally sound resolution for public comments. And that is what I have to speak about the agenda items. And I will be back to speak during my time for public participation.
Thank you, Mr. Klanch. Is there anybody else that would like to do public comment on agenda items? Okay, move on to approval of reports. Secretary, income fund balances, payroll, profit loss statements.
Make a motion to approve the reports. Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now we have two here for general fund bills in the total of $107,357.47.
I'll make the motion, we accept those bills. Second?
Okay, roll call.
Ed,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
Sue,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Dave.
Okay, approval of other fund expenditures. Now that total is $213. I mean, 200, what? Say it again, $213,652.03. I'd like to, before we take the motion, I'd like to explain that's a lot more than we usually spend in 1 month. I wanted to make note that the Palco Power Systems was paid $57,000 and $620 for the award for out of the $75,000 for the Scott Electric generator. The garbage fund included both January and February's expenses, which we paid $74,821.36 for 2 months. And we also we're paying for our rock salt anti-skid in a total of $29,509. That's why it's $213.60. $213,652.03. Sorry.
Make a motion to pay the other fund expenditures.
Second.
A roll call, please.
Dave. Yes. Joe,
Yes.
Sue,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Ed.
I vote yes, except for check number 117 for the generator.
Noted. Okay, reports. West Hills Regional Police Department. DJ Newman.
Chief Newman.
For the month of January 2026, the department had 417 reports of service. Out of those 417, 112 were in Upper Yoder Township. There's a total of 19 traffic warnings issued, no major crimes to report in Upper Yoder, and 6 reportable accidents. Reportable accidents are accidents where, according to PennDOT, or where there's injuries or a vehicle is non-operable after the accident. So we had 6 of those in Upper Yoder Township. And really only the note is we hosted 2 legal update classes that are mandated for all police officers to attend every year. We hosted 2. The first one was in January, and the other one was just this past Monday and Tuesday. Both classes, there was 18 officers from multiple departments from around the county and even Somerset County. And we want to pass off our thanks to Upper Yoder, the Lifelines Fitness Club, letting us use their room for to hold those classes. So they went very smooth. They were good hosts. That's all I have.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions?
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Emergency Services, Tim Wright, Fire Chief.
Good evening. For January, we had 165 EMS incidents, 35 fire incidents. In January 23rd through the 25th, our team spent time renewing CPR and first aid for the fire company and EMS side of the house. The 26th through the 27th, crew spent time shoveling out a good number of the fire hydrants in the township due to the snowstorm. We were unable to get a good portion of the fire hydrants, particularly out of Menacre Highway, because of the unsafe traffic conditions at the time. We tried to get out there, but at the time that we were out there, there were a lot of vehicles that were going a little too fast on the road, and we had nowhere to pull over, essentially, so we had to let those go. January 31st and the 1st of February, we conducted an emergency vehicle driver training course. We did the classroom portion at our station, and then we were out at the high school doing driving section. So the course is conducted within our organization. It actually allows us to short competency with our driver operations. And then this course is also required for certification for those who wish to drive the ambulances within the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We have 1 team member who actually started in January doing the hazardous materials technician course, which is an 80-hour program and is expected to conclude in April. And some of our other team members are currently in the scheduling process for additional training sessions, which will not only be held at the annual Cambridge County Fire School, we're also planning to do other sessions at our station in conjunction with some of the other fire departments in the area. And that's pretty much all we have.
Thank you.
Okay.
Quick question before you.
Yeah.
I know we just talked about it a month or two ago about the electric car fires. And
Yes.
how you put those things out. I know there's always new technologies, new things coming up. If our department is involved in any of that, learning these new skills, how to do this, can you just give us a quick update when you know that is occurring and what it is? Just, 100,000 foot view kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just interested in how those fires are to be put out.
Yeah, we all are. We all are. Right now, so right now it is, we just actually spent some time, most of the stuff that we have been going through. And I said, we've been sharing a lot of the information that we learned off of the most recent issue. We've been sharing that with some folks. And I'm currently going through another course that just recently came out from the National Volunteer Fire Council. And theirs is an awareness section. It's an online program. And again, they're going back through whether or not particular types of blankets are used to be able to work. And those, of course, cost.
Bad things about the blanket.
Yes, there's good and there's bad, but there are also then particular types of blankets. So we're continuing to go through those. But yes, there's more and more courses that are coming out that we are continuing to send people to as they're coming in. Yep. And we just, we had guys that were down at McWayne's, and as a matter of fact, our emergency we just did, finished up a hazardous material operations course, refresher course, which we have to do every year. And one of the scenarios was, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but was one of the buses being on fire and how we were going to address that. So it was a tabletop exercise, and it actually involved evacuation of a good portion of Ferndale Avenue as part of Riverside, because the gases that are there required, correct me if I'm wrong, a half mile? Yes. I believe it was a half-mile evacuation because of the smoke that would be generated from those. So we had already started plans in that just in our own class. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Chief, one question. We had talked sidebar about a fire that your department responded to, and one of your engines suffered severe damage with intake of rocks through the fire hydrants.
Yes.
Is that engine in repair, or is it down, or what's the status of that engine?
That engine is back in service. The total cost of that, so we had another valve that needed to be repaired on that. In total, the total bill came back from that with our own repair for that, as well as what was covered from insurance, came to just under $20,000. The total cost that we shelled out ourselves was just about $9,000, and the rest of that came from insurance. So we're not sure what actually happened. What we understand is that there was some shale or some smaller type rocks that was somewhere in the water system in a neighboring municipality. And when that occurred, it came in through one of the local departments, came through their fire engine, hit the impellers, which is what's going to push the water through the pump, pushed it into ours. That took out our screens, which are to protect that, and it pushed it into another fire engine, and there were literally rocks that were coming out of the hose, the nozzles at the scene. So fortunately, we lost, I should say we only lost a valve that was on the front intake of our engine, which was a 4-inch valve. So that was probably about a $12,000 damage to that. The insurance is covering that.
Are the fire companies involved going to have any communication with the water authority regarding that? Because you indicated there were screens
Yes.
on the hydrants that were basically non-existent.
Not on the hydrants themselves. They don't have screens on those, but there's screens that we all had actually ended up being destroyed in the process. But the fire chief for both fire departments where we were at, one of those just was appointed to the water authority. So that is a great thing for us, I guess. But now that we turned it into insurance, the insurance company will be the one handling that part of it. But we do have back channels that are currently going to that water authority to ask them to investigate why that may have occurred. We believe that probably there was a water line break at some point, and there may have been a section that had gotten some rocks in, and during that repair, that may have come through the line and actually got through all of our stuff.
Could that be eliminated or when they do a hydrant flush?
It should, but again, we don't know where that was or without any type of investigation as to how far away that was.
Because I know that the water authority last year, there was hydrants close to my house, both in the township and in the city, because I live with the city line, and they weren't flushed last year at all.
Not knowing the full extent of what our own water authority does, I can tell you that probably until we knew that there were some things that were addressed here, until we had made discussions about that stuff probably not occurring, that we know that RDM did start going out and started to flush some lines. And during that time, there were 2 fire hydrants in our own coverage area in the township that had been taken out of service because of some issue that they found. And they were out probably recently. So kudos to them for whatever they were doing. They looked like they were doing winter maintenance. And they took one out of service at 318 Goucher Street, which would have been now Shorn Wealth, which is the old Castellic, or not the Castellic building, Euclides and Glover doctor's office. They took that one out of service because there was a problem with it. So I'm assuming they were doing some type of winter maintenance.
If there's anything we can do as a board to assist you, please let us know.
Yeah.
Please let us know.
We currently do know that there are some that we're going to go back through where we were shoveling, that we found some that we would ask at some point. We're going to probably come to you guys with a list to take to them to ask if they would raise them because they are a little low. We would assume they probably sunk just because of, some of them probably sunk only because of the winter. However, some of them are probably already low to begin with. So,
Sorry. Thank you, Chief.
thank you.
There is no engineer report. Public Works, Jared Campagna.
Public Works, for the month of January, obviously we continued our winter maintenance, as the snow continues to fall. We fitted several trucks with LED lighting, on the plow end of it. Replaced fuel filter on truck 4, as well as an auger bearing on truck 2. We installed cold patch on Berkeley Road and Kepler Drive. We also removed, ice from American Street in Malott, and also down on Northwood Avenue. We also finished up the LED lighting install down there at the garage. We did the exterior as well. Yeah, it turned out really nice, so thank you for that approval. That's it. You guys have any questions for me?
We talk about the backhoe.
Well, we'll do that.
Do you want to do that after the
Unfinished
thing?
business.
Okay, so we'll bring it up at that time. We need to just address that.
Okay.
Okay?
Next, oh, and Jared, I did want to thank you for the work that you're doing out at the Ridge, because they did need oil delivered, that they needed that back area plowing. And thank you again also because they have some current maintenance issues out there, and it's been very helpful. Yeah, thank you very much. Westmont Hilltop Recreation Commission, Dirk Johnson.
Hi, everyone. How are you tonight? Good. I sent the report over, and Alice had it in your packets. Just a couple updates real quick. I'm not going to read through all of it. The West Suburban Little League Baseball Clinic, they ended up having 30 kids register for that, so really good numbers, almost hit their max at 36. And then also, I did speak with Jody Wax about the volleyball clinic, bringing that back in the spring. So we're going to start that on March 24th, and that will run through the end of April, and that'll be every Tuesday from 5:30 to 7 at the Grove. That's for 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, Joe. Those, because the girls younger than that, even in 4th, 5th, and 6th, they have trouble getting the ball over the net sometimes. So anyone younger than that, it's even harder for them on a volleyball net on a full court. So,
Shop's got 3 10U teams going this year. So.
Do they? Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. We're almost at the end of February here, so we're going to start looking at our plans for the summer with the basketball clinics that we'll do with the girls through the elementary school, and maybe we'll even get some things going at the Grove too, now that we have the new basketball hoops there.
Are we doing tennis again this year?
It'll probably be tennis again too, yeah. Anyone have any questions? Okay, thanks everyone. Have a great night. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, unfinished business, 2024 LSA grant backhoe.
You're back
Come on
up.
back up. Follow the rules.
So, tobacco, we received basically two qualified apples to apples type quotes. One for a John Deere unit at a cost of $119,596.86. And then one for a JCB unit at a cost of $107,900. Like I said, the machines are pretty much apples to apples. With the grant total amount is 24, 23, somewhere around there. So we're well within there, whichever unit we choose to go with. From my perspective, obviously, I think I would, if I'm buying one for me personally, I'm going to go with the John Deere just because it's a better name brand, in my opinion. It'll serve us a little better. But like I said, it's a qualifying bid at $107,000. It'll serve us a purpose for the JCB unit. That's really,
Where's the John Deere made?
it's in the U.S. I don't know exactly where.
JCB is,
They're assembled in North Carolina, so
but where's it made?
United Kingdom. It's a foreign. Yeah, it's foreign. Yeah.
JCB. Are
Yep.
you getting, and I see you're getting several attachments also.
Yes.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Are those the attachments that best fit your current needs?
The application, absolutely. It'll be a very versatile piece of equipment for us with those attachments. Yeah.
Is there any other attachments that they'd throw in to get the bid, do you think?
Not to get us,
Under the price?
yeah, that 119 number from John Deere is probably as close as we can get it without going over. Yeah.
And service is done locally for both of them, or?
Both of them have units in Evansburg, John Deere, Foster Wyland, right up on 22, and Stevenson for JCB. Yeah.
I'll make the motion that, and it takes about, I think, 2 to 3 months, you said, to get that in anyhow?
2 months on lead time, yeah.
Make the motion that we go with the John Deere for $119,562.86.
I'll second that motion.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Discussion before vote.
Oh,
Sorry.
discussion? Sure.
What number did you say, Dan?
What I,
119,
562. That's what the attachment, 119,562.86 is what Jared said.
596.86.
96.86?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
change on the end of it.
Yeah.
Okay, not 62, at 80.
I just want to make sure. we got
Sure,
it
not
correct.
the right amount, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 119,596.86.
Okay, my mistake.
Oh, I missed that one. Sorry.
Recall vote.
Okay, we'll vote again. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Okay. Going on to the ordinance 293, the Hirschberger Road reduced speed limit.
That ordinance was tabled a couple of meetings ago, and no change has been made.
Okay, so then we can request, since there's no action right now, to take it off the agenda.
Yes.
Okay. Ordinance 295, street opening permitting. Could Mr. Walker, would you like, is he, oh yeah, you're always sitting.
I'm sorry, I gotta read it out.
That would be 295. This is related to the one you worked with Public Works.
We worked with Jared. We got the previous ordinance number 188, which was kind of antiquated and didn't have a lot of the required regulations for restoration. So we revamped the ordinance. Jared and I looked at it, and what we have in front of you would be suitable for the township, as long as the requirements for restoration for any utility work within our roadways, And it sets forth the requirements for permitting, the fees, as well as any penalties if somebody does something that they're not supposed to be doing. It does have a section in here, if there's some kind of discrepancy, or if, say, the utility company doesn't agree with what Jared may require of them through this ordinance, there is a section in here where they can actually come back to the board and ask for any kind of waiver or something, but let's hope that's far and few between with respect to any request of that. But the ordinance, I think, was advertised and ready to go, and we'll have a new updated street opening ordinance or excavation ordinance in our right-of-ways, whatever you want to refer to it as.
It's pretty comprehensive,
Yes.
the way it is now.
Yes.
Since it was advertised and it's finished, now we can vote
Can adopt this.
and adopt it and sign for it tonight.
Right.
Pardon me?
You have to wait till the next meeting.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll vote on it at the next meeting. Okay.
I see it does say about concrete, the street with cuts.
Yes, we talked about that last
The
time.
big thing with the restoration requirements is so if a utility company extends their ditch beyond 25 feet, they have to pave the road curb to curb. That's the big thing. So the gas company comes in, they want to do 1,000 feet of gas line, they have to pave that road curb to curb.
Instead of patching.
Instead of just a patch down the center.
Okay.
Yeah, that language wasn't in your existing ordinance.
Thank you for catching that. Okay, then we'll have that on the agenda for the next meeting to vote. Thank you. Then why don't you stay up there?
You can't leave yet.
We'd like you to address the 110 Sunray Drive entryway project.
Yes.
That was something that we worked on with modern plate art, plate and glass.
I sent an email with everything that I have together, but you probably have it in your packets as well. I basically put a synopsis together with respect to the project and what it would take. The scope of work basically is listed on the estimates, the written quotes that we got. It's combined between Major Builders Incorporated, that's going to do some repairs to the flooring and the drywall on the walls that are back on what I refer to as the side entrance, but a lot of people use that as a front entrance, but it's on this side of the building over here because of the water that's getting in underneath the doors and the frames around those windows and door areas that cause the tile to pop up, deteriorate, as well as some of the drywall up the wall. They're going to repair the drywall as well as the tile on the floor. The other proposal is broken down per section of the building. And that came from Modern Art Plate and Glass Company. And they originally gave us an estimate on January 13th. They had four different prices. And the one area which would replace the doors in the back entrance at the far corner of the building with aluminum panels, basically to block off the sight distance into the police department when you come in the entrance back there. That's been removed. The police department is apparently going to do something kind of film on the glass or something like that. So that'll save us the money on that one. So that's been removed, number 3. But their new proposal, dated February 10th, is to correct that area over here, again, on the side of the building, where we were originally thought to remove the glass side lights and infill them with wall, but that's been removed from the project. So we spoke with Modern Art again. They came up and looked at it again, and they're just going to take the frames out, repair the areas that are necessary with respect to the bottom of the frames, and reset the thresholds. We're still probably, and Jared and I talked about it, we're probably still going to have an issue with the water over in this side because the slab, the on the entranceways is kind of sloped towards the building. And so we're gonna have to figure out how to get, and Jerry and I talked about it a little bit, on how we might be able to address that. But I think once we get the actual new thresholds in place, and the doors back in place, we can then look at it a little closer, come up with a solution.
Mark, do you think a roof over that slide
Right.
would be sufficient?
A roof, we did talk about that, could possibly be a possibility, but you're still gonna get weather and you're still gonna get water on that slab, maybe not as much, but we still
Can it
need to
be
make sure we get that bottom sealed very, very well. If possibly, we have to watch what we do because of there's actually a walkway, a pathway, but we could possibly put some kind of small groove along the front of the side of the building, across the front of the thresholds, to get that water to convey off that slab.
Make a
instead
trough
of
drain.
Standing, yeah.
They make a
standing right
trough
there.
drain for that stuff.
Yeah, we can look at whatever might be available, because we know we're gonna have a continuing problem with water just because the slab's sloped. Whether something got underneath or frosted lifted that, but I don't think that's the case. You can't see any damage, it's just that slab's kind of sloped a little bit towards the building.
The way
and that's where the
it
water
was
comes.
originally constructed.
I think it might be.
Board, yep.
But on the synopsis, we have the two quotes combined from Major Builders and Modern Art. Total would be $14,505. That's less than what we have to do for public bidding, but I needed to get quotes. I need to either get telephone quotes or written quotes from 3 different contractors. And at the bottom of the synopsis, I noted the 2 contractors that I called on February 12th. And they've both done work for the redevelopment authority and things like that in the city. But both of them said that they weren't interested in giving us a number. So I believe that satisfies our required quotes. And I put, their name and address for the construction company back down at the bottom there. So you have that in your records. But the total project cost for the entranceway doors and the revamping of the thresholds and the correction of the deterioration of the doors is $14,505 even.
So is that projected, or do you think that that would be the definite amount?
That's the definite amount of the
Okay.
written quotes that
Okay,
we
so then if
received
we-
for the work to be done, so that should be it.
Okay,
And I wouldn't know why there would be any changes, but, everything's subject to change. But
And on a side note that, we were there when they were there, and
Yes.
Modern Art indicated that they could do each separate doorway in one day.
Yeah,
So there's 2 doorways, so they could do one day and one the next day. And they could start this almost immediately because they don't have a lot of work going right now, depending on weather.
That's what he
Come
indicated.
summertime, they're gonna be extremely busy with large projects in school districts and will not have the manpower to be able to do it.
Right.
So I would think we should move forward on this as soon as
but
possible.
we will be communicating with the police department when so there'll be somebody there
yes.
that will-
We'll
during
have
that
to make sure that
time.
we're
And
coordinating whenever that is.
wiring
So-
for the fob until it's made, the change is made.
Yeah, they suggested, Chief, that we have, when they have the frame out, to have the wiring put in by your contractor for the
We'll
security
try to
system.
coordinate.
Try to coordinate that.
I'll coordinate that with Walker.
Okay.
I'm in favor of getting this work done, but I'm also in favor of not letting this work go to pot because we didn't do something else to stop the problem. So I would very quickly want either Jared and Mark or whomever work together and have recommendations, if not a solution by the next meeting, because I don't want good work to be ruined because we didn't fix the problem.
I agree with you.
So then we'll have 2 motions, one to approve it and then the other one to move forward on the other.
To look
Yeah.
for recommendations.
Yeah.
Okay. We can do.
I make a motion, we approve the building upgrades in the amount of $14,505 for the door thresholds and the other associated work to commence as quickly as possible, having been properly quoted and brought forward.
I'll second that.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Okay,
Thank you, Mark.
then the other, do you want to make that
Make a
motion?
motion that we authorize both the Director of the Road Department and Mark Walker to investigate ways to mitigate what caused this particular need for repair, and let's have some solutions devised and move forward on them quickly so we don't ruin the good work we paid for.
Is that a motion?
That's a motion.
That's a second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Quit using salt on it for one.
Well, yeah, but they've stopped using the
Yeah,
salt,
yeah.
they're using a
The
non.
salt, it melts and it goes under those
Right.
thresholds,
That's-
it'll eat that aluminum up.
Next year, urea.
Urea.
Use it? Okay, good.
I would suggest, once they get it done, they get it done within the next couple of weeks, don't put salt on it. Try to get some of that someplace.
I tried, you can't find it right now. Springtime probably is the earliest we're gonna.
Yeah, definitely again.
But what you are using is non.
It is salt. It's salt.
It's eco-friendly,
Right.
yeah, non-corrosive.
Okay.
I mean, as best as it can be.
I always said on public buildings, they should have heated sidewalks and heated entranceways.
Okay.
That's what it should be.
So now we are there. Okay, entry. 110 Sunray Drive HVAC system update. You're getting your steps in.
That's all right. Just a quick update there. So basically, we got the report back from the contractor. The only major item was the operating system, the controls. At some point, whenever there was renovations done in this project, that watt system was cut off. So there's no longer a overall control system for this building. They run off of individual thermostats, which isn't out of the norm. It's not the most energy efficient way to do things, but it certainly serves its purpose. As I mentioned, we can look for funding in the future if we want to, have a new control system installed. But other than that, the other little minor items we can take care of in-house that were noted in that report.
Well, in his report, when he noted it, did he also give you a price
It was
range
nearly
of that?
$150,000 was a rough budgeted estimate for something like that. Yeah.
So we could look for grants.
Yeah, I think that's the only way that we should pursue doing it, is if we have some sort of funding available, because it's not something that is an emergency or necessarily a necessity, in my opinion. Okay?
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, the West Hills Comprehensive Plan, the strategic plan, there are, out where you signed in, there is this survey. You all are asked to answer the survey, whether you're a resident of any one of the townships and boroughs that are involved. The entire region can be part of this survey related to the comprehensive plan. So we invite you to do that.
Probably the easiest way to do that is do it online.
Yeah, you can do it
Do it
online,
online.
but there is one out there as well, for those who don't use the computer. Upper Yoder Police Department inventory update.
I'll make a report on that. At the present time, West Hills is going to obtain 3 of our police units. We have 2 of them that are not going to, and we're going to decommission them. I've talked to Jared and his crew today about removing the radios and the cage in one car. Also talked to them about removing the decals. If we go to sell the car, we can get more for it without the decals being on it. So we're gonna remove the decals, and they indicate it's a fairly easy thing to do. This is the time of year to do it because the temperatures are right and the road crew isn't extremely busy plowing, and if they're plowing, they can't do it. But I've been approached by Chief Wrights from the Upper Yoder Fire Company that they'd be interested in one of the vehicles. And I'd like to make a motion at this time that we donate one of the used police cars, I believe it's 875, or that has 99,000 miles on it, to the Upper Yoder Township Fire Department for their use.
I will second that with confirmation of exactly which one it is.
Yeah, it's the black one. I have to get the VIN numbers and stuff like that, but we'll do it and we'll
It's
look
the
for
only
the
black
title.
one out there.
It's 875, the secretary confirmed it's 875. So we will, with my motion, that we will do that and transfer it over and do the appropriate paperwork to give it to the fire department to use.
Okay, and
Probably moved and
Jody,
seconded.
and second, those in favor? Oh, any discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passed.
Okay, other police inventory, we're still working. We have some interest in some of the other equipment that the department has. Two local departments are interested in our body cams. One's interested in body cams and one is interested in the police department tasers. That equipment is not required or requested to be kept for the West Hills Regional Department, trying to work on prices to see what a fair price market value would be for those. And also, we have more than several weapons that West Hills doesn't want. We're dealing with local Class 3 firearms dealers, try to get some prices on those guns that we may sell, or we may give them to a gun shop on a consignment basis to try to sell them for a percentage back, but try to get the most value that we can. We got an estimate from one company, and in my opinion, in talking to the firearms dealers, those estimates were entirely too low. So we want to get the best bang for our buck for those weapons and bring that money back into the township.
And now that you did mention that, about bringing the money back into the township, I think it would be wise for our board to agree to have that go into a specific account that recognizes that it came from the police department, in the event that even it's an emergency management fund, that it could actually be used for anything else within the community related to whether it be fire safety or anything emergency management, instead of just in our general fund. So I think we need to look into
I
that.
don't disagree with that idea.
Right.
But that fund would need to be defined before money is put into it.
Right, okay.
And as of now, there's no funds, because I'm
We
still
have-
working on
No funds
prices.
exist yet.
There's
Right,
still
yeah,
prices.
I think okay, yeah, we do have some, that they did, West Hills has started to pay us for the equipment they agreed on.
Great.
And we do have one account, the emergency management account.
If
We
you,
already have
if
one.
you want to, if that's okay to go in there, or you want something special?
No, I just like to recommend it that it be, if it can go into that one, we don't need any more funds than we already have for reporting and bookkeeping. But that one is an appropriate one for
If
emergency
it already
management.
exists, then I'll make that motion now, that any funds recouped from the sale of non-transitioned equipment be directed into the emergency management fund that already exists
Yes, it's an
for the
EMA.
purposes and definitions as defined by that fund.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you. Okay, any other thing with the inventory?
No, that's it for right now. Still working on it. It's a slow process, trying to figure the values and what we can get as a fair market value for the township to reimburse that fund.
Do you have anything you want to add?
No, you pretty much covered it.
Okay. Okay, live stream recording the township meetings.
Okay, we want to move forward on this. And I apologize, it's been a little slow, but we're looking at purchasing equipment to enable the live streaming and get it operational. So I am looking to make a motion to purchase the appropriate equipment, which would include a camera, an audio system of wireless mics to sufficiently cover the podium as well, and all proper connections and wiring and wall plates to install and get that completed here within a reasonable time frame, with a cost not to exceed $2,500.
25?
Was it?
Well, yeah, you might have to get some extra long.
Yeah, just in case.
Okay, okay.
And this is within or below any of the spending threshold limits that require,
Right.
Lots of quoting and all that. But it's something that we need to do, and the faster we get moving on this, the better I'll feel about everything.
Yeah.
So I have a motion on the table to authorize the purchase of this equipment,
Not to exceed
not to
25.
exceed $2,500.
Those in, any discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Next one would be garbage recycling. Does anybody have any comments on garbage and recycling this month?
I can address it here instead of the reporting from last meeting.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, but related to Mr. Carter.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we had a resident last meeting, I don't think you're here. Mr. Carter's not here? No. In reference to issues with pro disposal, particularly at the end of the year, end of the calendar year in picking up trash and various things. We have had lots of discussions with pro disposal over the past 25 days or so. Lots of correspondence back and forth. What we have in place now to make sure we mitigate these kinds of issues is geofencing on the garbage trucks. So we know exactly where they are, how far they went, and when they were there. It also includes pictures and video around and in the truck that allows for us to verify said things happened when they were supposed to. I have seen the video myself. I have seen the cans as described in the last meeting by the resident. And I think these new practices, which aren't really new, some of them were in play prior to, will mitigate the issues that the resident brought up and satisfy that particular complaint. Any questions or discussions about that? Anybody have anything further to add?
I'm gonna add that at the back of my street,
What street is that?
this would be Luzerne Street Extension, going back. One resident there 2 weeks ago put out more garbage than what was in his container. They picked it up. This week, they came by and he had 5 bags, 2 cans, plus his yellow can.
Wow.
So the guy got out of the truck, videoed it with his cell phone, I'm
His iPad,
assuming.
yeah, they have iPads.
Whatever they had, an iPad. And they only picked up the yellow can and dumped it and drove off,
Yes.
Okay,
which
right.
I think is proper because,
Once a month, you can have extra.
right,
But they have to call,
They have to call them up.
they have to call the company, I believe, and let them know. who they have.
but that same person was filling his blue can up with garbage.
And that is a misuse of the equipment and against.
Was it picked up?
No,
No.
because they opened
Okay.
it up and looked and it wasn't recycling.
Okay,
They took a picture of that also
okay.
and didn't empty it. So if
Did
we
that-
get a complaint from that person,
No complaints?
no.
Okay.
There's garbage cans all over the township, it looks bad. Really, I mean, I'll harp on that. I just don't think people know the rules, they think that they can still put their bags out. But these yellow cans are all over the place. I realize with the snow and everything else, hopefully it'll resolve to a certain point, but, I really think it's on us, I think we should have, when we looked for bids, we should have we got only 2 bids. And we should have, made sure, we should have kept the deal away. Because these big cans, for an elderly person, it's pretty tough for them to move them through the snow, let alone dragging them back, and, we have nobody to blame but ourselves for that. That's all I have.
Would it, to your point, Dave, about people not knowing, Alice, do we have an email blast system for outside of the newsletter where, I know we can access the public access channel now to put stuff in, can we not? I know it's for emergencies and closures and that sort of thing. Is there any avenue by which we can help inform the public about this is what you gotta do? Aside from a mailer.
Yeah, we have Facebook, we have the website, and then we're also going to put it in the newsletter that'll be going out here probably the 1st of April.
Okay.
When we start live streaming, we can mention it at a meeting also.
I think.
Every meeting.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Sue's 100% right. Every meeting, we need to, take 60 seconds and say,
Commercial.
hey, garbage time, this is what we're saying, please do this, this, and this.
And the elderly have that option of having a smaller can.
Yes.
And they are considerably smaller. I